Hello, comrades, and welcome back to Neuve Revergrad, the major city of our small Reverstanian Soviet Republic. In any event, I spent a little bit of time between the episodes just checking everything out, as not as best I could, but just checking a lot of things out. Didn't notice any major traffic jams. I think things are flowing along. Most of the time in the last episodes was spent just doing the construction with time pause. So I'd like to try to make this episode where we run time forward, take care of some issues, hopefully get some designing done, but just take care of some of the work. I feel like we've created plenty for our construction crews that we have. We could talk about upping it, though I don't know that there would be some huge advantage to increasing the numbers, just because at this point we don't have enough construction offices, right? The ones that are anywhere near our construction, we're pretty much constructing, and I feel pretty comfortable with the pace. We haven't really upped our steel mill that much. Like, we're not even done building everything. Not that we really even probably need this many, but you get the idea. So we still have work to do here to get this side fully working, and this side we only really have one of the steel mills working, which is fine with me at this moment. So I did get a couple comments. It's been a few days since I made a video, and I would like to address those. Just as I have questions about the comments, but that's okay too. But at the same time, I think if one person's curious about something, chances are others are as well. One of the first comments was Ted had said, well, before you move people in, and I'm not sure where he means move people in, that I should get the distribution of our corn going better. And the fact is that we are harvesting as quickly and fast as the farms will allow us. This was built before I really understood that I probably should have put the farms in the middle of all the fields. Like, I kind of put them on this end way back when, which is fine and logical to a certain degree, but really, putting that farm right out in the middle probably would have been the better bet. But we are harvesting as fast and as much corn as we can, and we've almost always have at least one truck sitting here. So I'm not sure. The other part of the comment was it's not very efficient, and I don't understand why. to be honest, there's no crops in our food factory, so this building's just really sitting there. I mean, I could destroy it, but I don't see any particular benefit to destroying it. If somebody knows that these buildings cause more lag, I may just get rid of it at one point. I have a feeling at some point I'm going to have to make as much effort as I can to reduce lag, just because that's, I think, going to be what ends us on the map. So, and I would like to get all our plans done, though I'm not sure if it's possible with the state of the game, or is this just a bridge too far as what we're trying to do. But at this point, our grain storage doesn't have any capacity. Our trucks are flowing in and out more or less as quickly as possible, as long as there's a train there. If I ever come over here and there's not a train there, then I'm going to question why there's not a train there. So at this point, if we come up here and look, this is where we're taking the majority of the crops. We have a good amount of crops in here ready to go to make new baked goods. Now, some of that might be, now that I'm looking at it, I don't see trains sitting there. So this one could use a little more corn. But at some point, the train should just come and sit here, and that would allow the train that comes here to get more crops, right? If this one's just sitting, not filling these guys up, then this one would spend more time getting crops over to here until this got full. So it's sort of a trickle-down effect, I guess you could say. So yeah, right now what I would question is why we don't, what's going on with we have a couple covered hauls coming in here, but why is this train, it's moving, and it's coming back to the food warehouses. Let's just take a look. Is that it right there? Yeah, so I think it's just a matter of, would we want more trains probably yes in the long run, though we're a little bit limited with how I did this coming into the warehouses. But we do have staging here for trains. For example, if one wanted to sit in here while the other one was filling up, then that guy should be able to get out and this guy get right back in. Same thing to some degree here. It's a little bit tighter, so, but that's one of the reasons I would want this to be my main always running one. I'm glad the way this is working out, where this silo is getting full. But again, if we're producing this much food, I think we're going to be okay around the map too. I don't know that we really need that many more trains. And if we, thank you, game save. If we want to, we could potentially ramp this up, or I could do some things like this that I might not have been careful enough about. So this should be a chain signal. Yeah, see, I could like get this chain signal a little bit closer, right? And then this one, could it be any? Yeah, see, sometimes you can get away with like that. So then, that might be the difference in getting a train in there if we needed to. Now this one, this one could have a train sitting here, right? So really, yeah. So in other words, this train, before it gets into here, so we could have 2 trains sitting at each one of these. So in any event, I think you get the idea. I don't know what I would do to get any more corn out of here. If there's a limit at this point, it's just the inefficiencies of our farm. And then I already upgraded, and I did what I think will help, which is to get the 3, 5, 4 setup, where we have 3 tractors, and that seems to be going pretty well. Like if we look at, we still have like 5 fields that are 100% growing. So, and then let's make sure this one, see, this one it's a little harder to see, they're not in a row, but 1, 2, 3 fields 100% growing. So if they're not 100% growing, it's just because of inefficiencies, so to speak. Now the only other question, now that I'm thinking about it, what are the tractors that we have? Z69, ZT6910. Could we, let's just come here. No tractors there. Sowing. Oh yeah, you know what? Well, no, that's the fastest oh, no. We could go like 1 speed level higher with our tractor. I don't think it's worth the money, to be honest. I'd rather just start a whole new set of farms at that point. Let's just make sure. Yeah, see, these are all the Z6, and then we have the fastest harvesters and the fastest trucks. So I just don't see how we're going to ramp up this particular farm any better. Now, the one thing we could do, and we are working towards finishing this, so I still have this one construction crew that's not working towards car manufacturing and other things, but I want to get them done building this, is we could talk about getting a train to haul the corn over to here. And then that same train could potentially move on, right? We'd have to finish up maybe this track, but that same train could possibly move on to, let's see, if he comes all the way up here on that other track, could he? No, see, he can't turn and go to can't turn from here and go into here to drop off corn. But the other thing about this is, I don't mind that we're making some excess corn. Like if you look, this is all filled up. We have trucks sitting there waiting. Keep in mind that I want to do the clothing over here, and that's going to use at least some corn. We do have a corn train that's coming from that other, and even though it's not taking up a huge amount, it is still taking some of the corn away from that other farm that's over by Farminski over there. So does that make sense? Like, I don't particularly want to change this too much or worry about everything else it's doing, because again, let's get the clothing settled and this farm. And then if we ramped up another farm over here, my idea with that is that it would help do Muscal as much as possible, right? Because we're going to need a fair amount of corn for the livestock thing. So picture another farm over here, in addition to the fact at this point we're not using it all up, but then at the same time we don't have all of our vodka production going either. So we don't even have the second building going, which we probably could get ramped up. I'm just not, in the grand scheme of things, I'm just not prioritizing this. So I'm picturing that these, let's call it 4 farms, right? 1, 2, this one will get built. 3, 4 are not going to be enough. And what I plan on doing is building another big farm over here, maybe 2 farms, somewhere that they wouldn't interfere with our future power plant thing. If not, maybe we'll even find a better place. But for now, that's sort of the biggest, openest fields is over there. That would be close to put. Remember this line here, this rail line would be our corn rail line as much as anything else. And those are, I think we could get some more farm and crop out of there. If the game's going to crash because of lag, I don't want it to be because I built another farm or 2 up here. And, we could, again, like I said, we could take a look if there's some other place. Maybe we could put a farm up here, which wouldn't be unreasonable, right? We could get up into here with farms. That might be, right in this general vicinity. But again, if the game's going to crash and die, I'm just not that worried about it because I don't want to create more busyness for that until we get things like our car manufacturing going. So there we go. That was quite a few minutes, but I think sometimes I forget to explain things in enough detail. Or if I did, it was episodes and episodes ago. So the other one was a comment, I think on my comment of always wanting waypoints. And I'll say this, Prof Bear, thank you for your comment. Regardless of the reason that and Prof Bear's comment was, well, waypoints might be the devs' way of making it less complicated. The first thing to say about that is I don't understand why. How is it any different going to a waypoint than going to a train station? It's basically a train station with no stops. So, for example, I had a waypoint right here forcing anyone to come into that point. It would search for that, and then it would say, oh, okay, there's the waypoint. And then when it got to the waypoint, it would then say, oh, where is the next stop? Right? So a waypoint is really no different than a train stop. Even if Prof Bear, if you're completely correct, and my waypoint dream is out of the bounds of the developer's way of having done it, then I would say kind of 2 things. One, well, plenty of other games have done it. So if they did a poor job with coding the game to the point where you can't have waypoints, then I think that's my opinion about it. And secondly, even if all of that is, and I'm wrong completely on both of the last things I said, I still want waypoints, right? Like, it doesn't matter. And I'm not asking them to crash the game for my desire for waypoints. But at the same time, regardless of any technical difficulties that the developer may have, I still would like waypoints. It's an independent desire of any logic. Besides, it makes my train shuffling and logic more difficult to control without them. So anyway, but it's all good. It's, we'll see. Prof Bear also made a brief comment about the universities in the smaller cities. This is a very small city, and I really don't necessarily mind making sure we have enough university people in this Tagliati. And I do plan on building a university here. I'm just not going to do it while it's like 2 houses or 3 houses plus the one that actually gives the teachers, right? So this was just really here. I built this because I really needed to get people somewhat close if we could push into here. Now that we're into here, it's a little bit less important, but I'm going to put a university here. So this city wouldn't have any. Oh, by the way, his suggestion was that we use busing to get people to the small city. So picture we will build a university here. We will build a university here. At that point, there are no other small cities that don't have a university. This one has one. Well, Revergrad's big, and it has them. Kameen has them. Energy Disc here has them. Old Revergrad has one. The only issue I have then with the quote small cities would be these three. I really plan on abandoning Farminsky here just because it doesn't really have any purpose. It was built, like I said before, mostly as a construction town and then to provide people to our bakery. The bakery's obsoleted and we're really not doing that much construction, and even if we were, we now have Chemsol. So this whole area is just a complete mess in the sense that I don't think I could fit a university around Chemsol. That's my own fault. Now, we might be able to squeeze houses and what up here, but if we were going to ramp up our chemicals, I kind of planned on that here. There might come a day that we would rearrange this in such a way that it would be something, you know, more, but at the same time, or some more room that we would, I don't know, maybe reopen Farminsky. And if we ever did that, then I would definitely consider putting in a university here. Now, the other thing is, Lumbriska, I probably would, even though it would always be a small town, I would consider putting in a university here. I just haven't, it's just not that big a deal to me. I cut down a lot of my work. I also wanted to see how the universities worked out. We're getting close to needing to do a little uppage. Maybe after this episode, I'll just come in and re-up them. You know, it's really not that big a deal. So, and fine, the suggestion here was we'll take buses, but I don't think they're going to be able to bus. I mean, the closest university would be here, and I think maybe that would work out for Chemsol, and maybe that's what we'll do in the long run. So it's certainly not a bad suggestion, but I don't think they're going to make it from Lumbriska to any of the universities. So we'll put a university here eventually, and we'll deal with Chemsol just being in a goofy location. And again, like I said, maybe this whole area needs to be rethought a tiny bit. But that's, again, I don't know if we'll ever get to that because I just have a feeling the game is going to lag out and crash. It's been getting more laggy, and I'm just keeping my fingers crossed. My priority at this point is let's get us some car manufacturing. And then we have like this rail to build across here. And then I'd rather prioritize like Moscow down there and cement and prefab. So that's even secondary to maybe Bricksville, just because Bricksville will get us more coal. Where is Bricksville? There it is. But again, so I'd rather sort of expand this out first before I worried about improving Chemsol that much. We seem to have enough chemicals, and just doing the university thing there, yeah, I mean, I could see maybe Chemsol could get some people, but it's also not that big a deal to come in here once every 5 or 6 hours. The worst part is just that I forget sometimes. And if there was a little alarm or you know, a better way of noting that I needed to go do that, that would be a good thing. All right, the other comment that I got was about electrical components. So we might bite the bullet here a little bit, in that I just sent this train back, and it's going to take him quite a while to fill up. But there's a couple things we could do, and again, just been a little bit of a lower priority, but we will get it. I don't have a sense of how many of these people are actually working, because it doesn't really, I don't have the way of telling how many are unemployed here. Like it would be kind of a nice thing to know. Well, 22 workers without a job. Man, so we do have people without a job. Not a huge number, but I've thought of ramping this up as far as the number of people, but I'm a little bit limited. I think we can get some more houses along here, which could help. This is sort of all part of our, you know, I don't necessarily want to tear out these electrical lines, and even then, where would they go? And then I'd have to jam them up against the rail corridor that we have here. So the thought was, in the long run, I would put in another oil field. I think Pietro had mentioned, or someone had mentioned, that we needed more oil productivity, and I don't disagree. We're using up all the oil we can and exporting, and that's a great money maker. And this is mostly doing oil and fuel, but we're also, we got a little back up here, don't we? So why is our plastics not Plasticking. There we are. We don't, well, let's see, how many chemicals? Oh, we've talked about we have enough chemicals. Let's go see. Oh, you know what? Where's our... I don't see a train scheduled for this stop. Okay, so what did we do? Do we have them? I know I sent some people off to the... Okay, what are you doing? Really? You're stopping? No, you should be able to go in there. Oh, no, no, no. I see. Okay, you want to go this way and it's red. Yeah, we really need to consider making that two-way track. But as long as we're not doing much construction, there's only a very limited number of trains in and out of here. So it's not really actually causing a problem. It's just more causing a bit of a delay. All right, anyway, I'm going to ignore that. Let's go find our chemical train. Oh, you know what I did? I remember what I did now. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I want you to go back to the Chemsol warehouse. Hopefully that doesn't cause him a problem. But I think what we were doing before was, and I think I stopped it because I was doing all this construction and I forgot to redo it. So I want you to actually go here first and unload your chemicals. Good, I'm glad we talked about this. Yeah, unload your chemicals, don't wait. Unload your chemicals in Electronville, don't wait. Now, can you go back to here? Let's see. Okay, good. Yeah, he should be all right. He's, oh, good. I caught him before he got, I don't know, whatever I did. He's now on the right track. Oh, no, wait. Yeah. You know what? Really... Yeah, okay. You know what? You're on that track. We'll just let you go, and it'll be okay. We'll take 70 tons of chemicals up to there, which should get our plastics going again. Okay, so see, you got to watch out. The littlest things, and that would grind our, you know, that's going to grind our electrical components. Is that why they're not making? Yeah, this one should be working. Now, we still have some plastics. Good. Where is our plastics? I think it's here. Yeah, but we're running out, so we need to get some more chemicals over there. Now let's make sure. Yeah, related vehicles, we have one. Okay, good. So that was my fault for not remembering that. So there we go. So now I think the comment that David had was more along the lines, and it was a good one. It's definitely a thought, and if what we're doing now doesn't work out, I'm not particularly worried about exporting the electrical components at this moment. More worried about distributing them around the map. I'd rather export electronics and have those. If we did start exporting them, one of the issues and or problems is that, like in this case, okay, see, if this would be the case all the time, and I hope it is, that this guy is now filling up with electrical components. And hopefully that's always the truth. Like if I could prioritize the trucks always getting it first, then I wouldn't mind this train sitting here getting it second. But it looks like they're both getting it. So we'll see. Like, so the idea was that if we busted all of these, I think what I could do is have the trucks, have a number of trucks that would be driving over to here to drop off the plastics, and they would have to be in a constant loop, and they would take not the plastics, the electronic components, they would take them to here, they would go over here, then they would drop them in the warehouse. However, I really didn't set this up that well to do that. Does that make sense? So then we would prioritize these as having the electronic components at all times. Now, if you notice this, we don't have any workers here. So it's really, we're very limited over here. And I think I started pointing at our oil field and then got distracted. I was thinking of making yet another town right here called Plasticton. Somewhere, wherever it made sense. Plasticton would you know, be in charge of the oil field, but it would also be a bigger town that's more out of the way of our rail loop. Like Electrical Town was another one of those towns built more, so we had people over here to do construction in this area before we had anyone else. But picture a pretty big city over here where I would bring workers in from this other side and ramp all of this up even more. Again, there's just so much my brain is capable of and so much construction that we're capable of doing at any one moment. So yeah, the idea of using trucks to try to prioritize distributing these, I think as you can see, the problem is they're both getting some of the electrical components and it's just too much demand on it when we were trying to export the excess. So it still hasn't had a chance to overflow again. Like we'll just give it a bunch of time and again, we could consider somehow trying to ramp up the number of people that are making components. But then now that I look at it, we didn't have plastics, which is a really big issue. So we'll get that going too. We've spent enough time. Let me take a look. Now we're still working. Concrete plant can't produce concrete. Quarries, asphalt. Oh, you know what? Let's come over here. We don't have any cement. Okay. Let's, what do we have here? Cement gets hauled with what? Cement gets hauled with a cement tank, right? Yeah, we're not going to have, no, there's no way we have extra cement tanks. You know what, we're going to buy them from over here, so that'll just save a couple steps. So what we want to do, nothing wrong with our cement factory here, right? No, nothing at all. It's producing like a banshee. So let's come here and cement tank. Yep, we're going to get 2 of the biggest ones. All right, so let's, I know I could probably copy in this case, but then what I'll do is I'll try to start these guys out at a different time. Oh, wait, you know what? Well, we don't have a cement train, do we? Yeah, let's come up here and, yeah, see, this one's got to stay on anything. Well, it will stay on anything because it's, yeah, I want you to come here and you to come here. So, you know what? I don't really care if these guys go at a different time. Now, how many parking spaces do we have here? 2. Yeah. Cement plant. Yeah, we can only load that thing. So no matter what, it's going to say load anything. And what I'm thinking of is let's buy another one. Cement tank. And your job will be to go from here. And then if we ever get cement on a train, which we could talk about doing, your job will be to come to here. You can wait at both places. All right, there we go. Okay, so that's kind of a big problem. So hopefully that'll get itself straightened out. Yeah, just a million little details. Now I did the 2 trains that we had, or the 2, there's another gas station we built a few episodes. I did, between the episodes, get these guys where they should be going, which will help when we get a lot of trains. Oh, look, we got our, yeah, let's figure this out. So one of these, yeah, you bummer. All right, so let's, yeah, we're never going to do, let's do fabric as our default. And then, not alcohol, food. Yeah, so now we have, okay. I wasn't quick enough. Yeah, so that's a bummer. I may straighten that out. Yeah, let's put this all the way up so we don't end up putting any more of those in there. And then, all right, this is the one that's what we planned. So electrical and electronics, and then the other thing is going to be clothing. And this one will have food. And then this one will have clothes, mechanical components, and we're not really doing alcohol. Let's do food and alcohol. Well, see, I really don't plan on doing alcohol up here. So yeah, that would be it. So I think what I want to do is car manufacturing 4 is which one? Yeah, this one. So let's switch these guys, our construction crews, whatever ones. I'm going to get them to get their mechanical components from 4. All right, and then this is going to be our food 1, and maybe alcohol if we ever did it. Now the problem is we got to get some of this junk out of here. Let's be, oh, you know, while we're here, you guys still have work to do? Yeah. So this one is more of our road doing guy. So I really want him to focus in on, yeah, he can't really build that. Let's get him doing whatever roads are doable. Of course, literally no roads up into here are doable. But that means, well, this guy's building, yeah, we need to get that concrete going, so we're good. All right, now, yeah, so let's see, what do you have in you? You have mechanical components. So what I'm thinking of doing, how many, yeah, see, we're already full of mechanical components here. I think the thing to do is get this guy to go here, load mechanical components, and take them to there. Now I want him to wait just because he's kind of a temporary thing. Yeah. Okay, because this guy should then take them through the rest of the map. So it's sort of like we're just going to drive them back there for now. Now, let's go looking around. I think I had a bunch of covered halls in this one up here. Yes. And I think I emptied them all out. Wonderful. All right, so let's get you working on that. Yeah, and let's get 2 more. That's the wrong one. Let's do this. All right, but what I want to do is so this guy's going to 4. Oh, I didn't mean to close that guy. That's why I hate to hit escape as opposed to just closing with the X button. I don't hate it, but there we go. Come on back here. It doesn't always close when I expect it to close. Not that it's its fault. All right, there we go. So, yeah, get the mechanical components out of here and get the mechanical components out of 5. So this one, I want you to go to 5. And load mechanical components. And wait. And then take them back to 3 and wait. I guess I didn't make those other guys wait down there. All right, maybe we'll find them, maybe we won't. It's okay. It's all kind of temporary until we get these. Even if they don't wait, I'm fine with that. All right, you know what? Now you should just copy that. It'll be easier. No, I just copied it the wrong way. Gosh darn it. Okay, let's zoom back up here. Plus this X. And just take the mechanical components for now. All right, now this, okay, let's do this. Eyeballs. Yeah, I knew that was coming. Yes, now they both have 5. Now that they both waiting. No. All right. Start. All right, that took longer than I wanted, but there we go. So now we'll have a few trucks take, you know, starting to empty these out. And to be honest, I don't mind that we just moved those covered halls up here. I'm sure we'll probably have more purpose for them up here than down there. What else do we have in here? We got electronics, electrical components. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll probably do the same thing with our electrical components. What are you doing? Did you just not, did I not start you? Yeah, go ahead and get started. You know what? We have those 2 other trucks. We might as well use them. And I think I'll drive these electrical components like in the same way. Yeah, let's come over to here again and say we'll just put 1 on each because I think there's a few less. Yeah, take the electrical components. Yeah, let's get rid of from here, and you I want you to take the electrical components from here, right? We don't want them in this one, and we don't want them in this one. No. Let me just shrink that, so maybe if we have to zap back up here. And then I want you guys to take them back to here for now. If we were closer to an export, I might even export them, but the fact is we're not, so. I want you to wait there because then you'll start clogging things up and I won't be happy about it, but that'll remind me that you're sitting there in case I forget. Though I probably will pause the video at some point here. Yeah, let's start this guy. And then the last thing we need to deal with as far as this goes will be, well, close is something we want in there that we don't have. And like in this case, this is going to be for close. Is that it? No, something seems wrong. Oh, where are we? So this one will have electronics. So where are we putting mechanical components after all of that? Well, we need, yeah, this is going to be for food. So let's put, oh, you know what? Yeah, we don't want electronics in here. We don't want food in here. Let's just do this with fabric for now. And then if we're doing mechanical components, yeah, mechanical components, I don't know why. See, really what we should have is electrical components and mechanical components coming into here, because that's more of a construction thing. Not that it really makes that much difference. And then, yeah, we would get the electrical components out of here. Yeah, you know what? I think you guys see where I'm going with this. I think I've spent enough of this video. I kind of wanted to get to some other things. Let me pause it, and what I'm going to do,
I'm going to pause this, and I'm going to pause the recording, and I'm going to go intercept, or I'm going to go, even if the trucks are dumb in the way they're driving it all the way back there, I don't mind that idea, because I'd like to put them on the train and get the train moving again, potentially. But I also need to change the train so they go to the right place. So let me just straighten this out, and then I'll come back and show you, rather than me, if I had just solved it, then I would have gone. But I realize I want to just redo this. And again, I think we have way too many of these. We really don't need this many warehouses, not unless we really want to ramp up the supplies in a certain area. But all right, let me pause it and straighten this mess out. And this building is without power supply. Why in the heck is that? I'll work on that as well. See you guys in a second. Okay, I think I straightened it out well enough. None of that is that much of an emergency, and it didn't take quite as long as I was even picturing, but in any event, we'll be getting some of that stuff out of there. I put half of the vehicles to go back over here, so it's only going to be 20 more minutes of the episode, and I'll finish straightening that out, maybe between the episodes. But my main design thing, in order to get, I do want to prioritize, and actually in a lot of ways have been prioritizing the work down here. One of the things that I haven't done is finished designing where we would have these trains. Let me get rid of this small train platform, and I don't know if you remember, but that was something different. So I think I want to do something kind of similar to what we did before, but maybe a little bit different. I don't know. I guess maybe 2 train stops would be enough here. Now, I think we're, the only thing I'm nervous about, in a sense, I think everything else is done. I don't think we need anything else to come along the back here for any particular reason. So let's get rid of some of this railroad track as well. That's unnecessary, and more there as a reminder to put it in, I guess. So let's come to, I don't think we need big train platforms, just something for people to get off. Small train platform. They're not going to be waiting here. They're just going to be going to work. So what I'm thinking of is we put one, let me put on the wireframe just for, I get a double click issue that and I don't have it in any other game. So the double click issue is definitely happening. You know what, I'm going to put it a little bit further this way. Not too much. Just because the walking path that we're, you know what? Yeah, we definitely, do we want a walking path? We need a road. And we're not going to put the road on this side for sure. So, you know what? I think I put that just a little bit too close. Not like 1 block too close. So are you kind of perfectly lined up? Yes, you are. So the darn helper telling me how much materials I need. Yeah, kind of put them in the middle of where the walking paths will be kind of even, which is a little bit further down this end. There we go. And then we want to be kind of the same idea here. Not that it really makes that much difference, but yeah, something like that. No, that's not. That's not even. Right, put it all. Let's make it nice. Oops. Let's make it nice. So that would be here. Yeah. There we go. All right. So now we're just going to build regular rails to start out and come by and electrify them later. Now I don't think I need two tracks between here. Yeah, I don't think I want 2 tracks. So let's come here, and then we'll come a little bit further, because why jam it up? And then we'll do this. So then what I'm thinking of is we do something like this. I don't know. I think I just went too far with that one. No. There you go. I did like perfect. Good. So then this would be, I guess it doesn't really matter.
let's miss that steepiness. You know what? If we're going to miss the steepness, it'll look a little better if we do it from here. And then this guy can come. Yeah, you know what? I kind of like that. Even though they would go, yeah, let's shorten that up. Doesn't need to be long. So the problem is if a train's, yeah, it should be long. I want it longer so that if the train stops in there, it doesn't stop this guy. Like we can signal these guys like separate. Right, a train could be, I could put a signal here. These trains aren't going to be real long, and then that way they stop at the track. This guy could still go by, and hopefully they're not so jammed up. I mean, they should be spaced out pretty well. So let's take this guy over this way. So they'll come in here, and they'll loop around. And then, yeah, do I have any issue with where that is? Not really. I'll show you an issue I have. Yeah, so let's bring this guy up. Some more. Might as well give him his parallel buddy. How about like here? Yeah, we'll do something like this. And then this guy can join up in a nice sweeping motion. Do that. Now, one of the things, again, I think I'm going to go around even more, but if I put a signal there and then delete it, see how it got rid of that extra node? Not that it really matters, but if you end up with a lot of those extra construction nodes, I don't think it's going to make your map any friendlier for the trains figuring out where to go, because I'm assuming it needs to, I don't know. I'm assuming it may pay attention to all of those nodes. That may be a bad assumption. So now here is, so we're going to come back out of there. I think that's simple enough. We might as well go over and do footpaths while we're here. Footpaths in a road. Now, there's never, I think we could just get away with a gravel road. That wasn't real straight, was it? And let's see, where's our road? Yeah, it's more of like a construction thing anyway. And then I'm wondering, would it be beneficial to just make a loop road? I think it certainly makes sense at a certain level, even if it's not necessary, but it certainly won't hurt, I think, even in the way it looks. And a little bit further. Yeah, isn't that funny how you go a little bit further and then it doesn't do what you want? What? Yeah, no, we really don't want you to look like that. All right, we'll just pretend that that was the perfect road layout. So let's commit to that. All right, good. Then now footpaths. So we do like them some footpaths. So I'm gonna and then this train, or this, yeah, this, right, and the same idea here. There. So that way we could drop off people, they could get divided up which way we want. I don't think we need 3 stations. I think that's probably, I just don't see that we need 3 stations. We could always do plenty of trains, which we're going to have to do a number of them anyway, just to keep the timing going. And yeah, so let's just commit to that. Good. So that gets this part, I think. Well, you know what? We had another question. Why don't we have... Where does the building without power supply? Building is without power supply. And the problem is I can't ever see... Was I planning on... Yeah, so this is a... Let's get a construction office so I can see if there was something. No, I think I just missed this one. Yeah, we have the power supply here. Yeah, I think what I need to do is move this power supply. So let's build another one, because this will become an issue. Yeah, why don't we build it like right here? Oops, spin it around. Yeah, I think that'll do a better job of catching this whole end of things. Then we could talk about deleting that other one at a later date. I don't think we need these big poles, but... And so this guy would be the better... Yeah, let's get the road thing out. There we go. And then let's get... Close that. That's the substation. Just get that guy to work on those, hopefully. Now, what are you doing? Yeah, so you're running things over to here. Are we filled up? Yes, we are. So stop running those over to there, because that's sort of pointless. Are you not waiting? No, you are. Oh, you're waiting to get filled up, but you're already filled up. So I want you to come down to here. And there should be another one. What? Yeah, this guy. Where are you at? Uh-oh. 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 What is going on here? Where are we at? Electrical Town. Okay. So this is, you know what I'm going to do? There's no end to problems with these electrical trains. Yeah, get rid of your, so this guy stopped. I don't even know why. I have no idea why that would have been red. All right, there's no train coming in and out there. Yeah, let's see, there's his other buddy. There's only two, I think there's only two trains in here, isn't there? Yeah, there's only two. The other train wasn't in here, so that signal shouldn't have been red. Yeah, look, this now turned green. So that there's this signal here. This is a chain signal, was blocking him from going in. And that was just a bug. And it's not the first time I've seen that. So, all right, well, anyway. It explains why that guy wasn't up here, and we had that guy in our hands, which we wanted. So let's go back to him. Yeah, we don't want you going here. We want you to go down here. Okay, let's head back up here. Now, what do we have? Yeah, now how are we doing on that? Electrical components, none. Okay, so we'll leave those guys go for a minute. I think they probably got caught up in that traffic jam. All right, good. So here's the other issue that we have. Now, if you notice, it's my intention that all the supply trains are just going to come in here. Supply trains for the car manufacturer are come in here from which way they need to. And they're going to head right back out on this track. However, when it comes to these guys here, they are also going to pick up. So like one of these tracks, well, or either one, it doesn't matter. They could head out onto the loop and get into the supply loop, which you can't really do from right here. So when the train comes back into here, it could be coming to here, which I don't really know how this is even going to work that well. But I would want them to get to that. Now, I don't necessarily... The reason I say I don't know if it's going to work too well is I've never really moved. I don't know how well it's going to distribute the cars by train, but we're going to work on that in the future. So the reason I'm saying all of that is I would want this to tie back into here. However, I could also see a future where we might be able to squeeze another train track through here. So that means that this, I would really want to bridge because I really don't want to slow down our passenger busing or training here. So what I'm thinking of doing is, even though I might not build the bridge because it's not there, I don't want this like it is now. I want it to be where there's plenty of straight, like from, like just say here. I'm deleting this even though I don't think I need to, like from here to here. Right, I really want to get rid of all of this. What is wrong with you? There we go. Does that make sense? Like, so, you know, if we were to do it, we could do another parallel track to this, even if it had to. So let me just show you. We'll build this not right where I want it, but like off to the side, like just to get the spacing in a sense. So if we were to start a train bridge here, we would want to go up 1, 2, 3. No, we want to start further back. 1, 2, 3. No, we'd want to start further back. There, like that, say. And then I would want, yeah, 2 of the biggest spaces I could get. Let's keep going until that, there we go, like that, right? So that if we ever wanted to bring this track forward and or have another track that could go through here, that we probably could squeeze a track through here. You know, that this would be, well, I'm just not even going to do it, but it would be something like this, right, where it would go through that one. But whatever, it would give us, we would build that bridge in the future. So the point being that when this guy comes straight across here, I want him to go like at least straight to say this point or something along those lines. And then this guy could come, well, maybe even further, because what we would need to do is come in here and loop around. So this guy, let's pretend there's another track like right here. Oh, no, you know what? Sorry. I'm not actually going to build the, I would build this in line with these, I'm sorry. But we'd want to leave a little bit extra where they could come off. So like, yeah, that would be like, I think, plenty of extra. Let's pull this guy back a little bit, which means we want to delete some of this, which is fine, giving us, if anything, a little more room. Yeah, let's get rid of this whole stretch here. So now, this would be the returning trains. Yeah, I don't like that. And I think I'm going to redo this anyway, so I don't know why I'm paying too much attention to it. This would be the outgoing train. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So in other words, by doing that little goofiness now, it's not going to interfere with where we put anything in the city, which is the question for the next episode. I'd like to start laying out these houses. Let's turn off our wireframe because we're pretty much done for the episode. I think we're at the hour mark. But then this would be like a future, just not eliminating the future plan. And then this guy could be dealt with to get onto this loop if we wanted to. Like, again, I'm going to see how this works out once we get car manufacturing going. There's no reason we can't get trains into here as a test, and then, you know, they can get onto the loop, but they would have to go this way on the loop for now. They couldn't get on the loop and then end up going over to this portion. Or if they... See, that would be the idea, is that I would feed them back into here, or even just into here, right? They could, well, no, this is one way in this way. So, no, it's not one way. Now, we could feed them back in and out of here if we wanted. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do that while we're thinking about it. I think that would be, yeah, let's delete from there to there, here. Something's going goofy there. All right, so let's take, really? Yeah, we're up on a little bit of a, nope, I thought I had it. Then it decided to do that really strange thing it does. Yeah, so you know what, that would avoid, I think it'd be a little bit less track in the long run. And you know what, I'm not, let's just make sure this would attach up, but I'm not going to attach it because even if you don't build it, it makes it, yeah, so, you know, you get the idea. We could definitely attach that up so that because this is part of the supply loop. So we would attach that up. They could come in this way. They could also, well, we'll have to see. So they may just come in and out this way, which is kind of good because then they wouldn't make this any more busy. But we'll see. It's future consideration there more than anything else. But even though this, again, looks goofy, it keeps them away, and then we could build a bridge here. So let us cancel the building of said bridge. There we go. And then in the next episode, other than keeping an eye that all of our constructions are busy, here we go. Look, we got a train station. Which one? This one? Yep. Good. Why don't you, yep, you're already working on that. Yeah, we're just going to keep plugging away. You know, in between the episodes, I'll just, before I start the next episodes, you know, say things like this. Now, this is mostly, these are the ones with the roller and the paver, so I'm going to just try to keep him as best I can. Man, nice. We can get a bunch of them assigned. Now, how are we doing over here? You know, not too well, but we're making progress, building roads. Is this guy? Yeah, he could probably work on this one. Yeah, we don't have the road to our car manufacturing yet, but we're getting there. And now that we have all the supplies here and everything seems to be flowing, we should be pretty good. And then the other thing we'll do is we'll keep an eye on what we're doing here. I'd like to keep getting this plugged in. This guy's on auto search, so building is without power supply. You don't need power supply. Source of gravel is not assigned. Oh yeah, look. You know what? I was all proud of myself before this episode started. So you're going to have to get your workers. that's probably kind of further. You know what? You can get workers from. Why don't you get your workers from here? I don't know if that'll mess anything up. I doubt it will. And then all of this stuff, the closest place is going to be here. Asphalt. Concrete. How are we doing with those? Yep, plenty. Oh, okay. So we have a vehicle. Let's shrink this and open this. So we have an extra open haul. We need to get rid of one of these. I don't really necessarily want to get rid of anything. Let's get rid of the little dumper. At least for the moment. There's no depot down here now. Let's... where the heck are we? No, back here a little bit more. Depot. There it is. Okay, so there he's got his paver. Yeah, we do want the paver. And eventually I really want him working on that bridge. So so that's fine. He might, it's just fine. Plus I need to end the episode. So we'll go around and we'll make sure these things are getting worked on as diligently as possible. Yep, see this guy's not doing anything. And I want to get him mostly working on the houses and or the bridges and stuff in here. We're not done that. Well, why don't you go help whoever's working on that. And we'll get that worked on. Can we get to any of this? Yeah, we could get the bus stop going. So you guys get the idea. So I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them. And hopefully I'll address them one way or the other. Take care of yourselves and have a good day. Bye-bye.